Hello and welcome to SCAN. My name is Pat Bohse, and today our guest is Michael Ruane, who is the Executive Director of the Division of Aging, Disabilities and Veterans Services in Monmouth County. Welcome, Michael.
Well, thank you very much, Pat. I'm very happy to be here.
I'm really pleased to have you today to talk about the services provided to seniors, veterans, and those with disabilities in Monmouth County. Tell me a little bit about the mission of your organization and your office.
Well, our mission is very simple. We are trying to ensure that our older citizens, our disabled citizens, and our veterans, past, present, and future, receive the services that they're entitled to in order to maintain their dignity, their independence, and their quality of life.
And staying in their home. I know that that's a big thrust that we've all been working for.
Most certainly is.
For lots of reasons. Again, I know that you're new to the field of aging, so welcome to the field.
Thank you.
I've been there for 35 years, and you're there for six
months.
And but I know that you've been really catching on and meeting everybody that you need to and learning about the services. So with that said, tell us and share with the audience some of the services that the Monmouth County office provides.
Well, on the aging side of the house, because we're broken into three areas, aging, disabilities, and veteran services. On the aging side of the house, we provide information and assistance. That's one of our services. I have 3 specialists that handle up to 400 telephone calls a month with people requesting information on financial assistance, home care, personal assistance, and housing. In addition, we also provide the Monmouth County's Guide to Resources for Older Adults. This is something that gives them the information that they need both on health, transportation. There's about over 300 providers in here that they can reach out to if they do need assistance.
And they're able to get that both on hard copy and online?
Hard copy and online, and if they just walk into the office, we'll be more than happy to provide them a copy. They can call us and we'll mail it out to them. And
we'll provide that information to our viewers in a little bit. So information and referral means what services are available, what requirements are, how one becomes eligible.
Yes.
And sometimes people are afraid to ask or don't ask the appropriate people the right questions, yes, and they get all different kinds of stories. Do you find that?
Well, the 3 folks that I have working at are very professional, exceptional at what they do. They can get the shyest, quietest person to be able to open up and actually express what they really need. Okay. And they spend a lot of time at it. And I'm going to let it go at that because the telephone call will answer everything for you.
And then the other piece that you do as far as direct service is care management. Yep. And what is involved in that?
Well, care management, we have 5 teams, and each team is comprised of a nurse and a social worker. And the main reason is we try and provide the holistic approach rather than just the medical approach. We look at the mental and social aspects of it. We handle over 850 clients. And we reach out to them at least, the minimum is 1 telephone call a month and 1 visit to their home every 3 months. But the way it works right now, our folks are calling them 3, 4, 5 times a month and making visits at least once a month.
So when you get a phone call and there's need for care management, your team goes out and does a home assessment?
Yes.
And then they determine what they're eligible for and what services to turn on? And
what the needs are, yes.
And then they stay in touch, so they have that support system regularly.
Yeah, and it boils down to almost like instead of patient-doctor relationship, if you want to call it patient-team relationship, it almost gets much closer than that because our teams have been working with some of these people for years, mm-hmm, and it's almost like a family relationship more than anything else.
Right. And again, that's really important, especially keeping them in the community.
Yes.
The other services that you provide are outreach.
Outreach. Yes, we have an outreach coordinator. She will go out to various fairs and activities that are going on within the community, within Monmouth County. We have a van where we can present audio-visual presentations and also pamphlets we pass out of our services. In addition, she will go out to various civic groups, senior centers, senior clubs, and talk to them about what services are available to them.
I'm sure she's very busy.
She is busy all the time.
I know that she participated in our expo, so she was
Yes.
full of wonderful information. And we do have your information here at SCAN
Yes.
In our library, so people can come here also. Then I do know that you have some information in regards to caregiving,
Yeah.
or for caregivers who don't sometimes realize that they are caregivers.
You're right. The caregivers are the people in the shadows. These are the brothers, the sisters, the mothers, the fathers. It could be a friend. It could be a neighbor that get with the care receiver, and whether it's just helping them by going shopping, just visiting and talking and playing a game of cards with them, but anything that they do to assist them. I know in my own family, my sister was a caregiver for many years with my mom. And we'd be able to give her, some time off by being able to take our mom down to our home. But caregivers, like I said, they're the shadows. They're in there. One of the things we try to do is provide them with counseling and groups that they can talk to in order to discuss what's going on. Our caregiver specialist has also set up the Monmouth County Coalition on Caregivers. And one of their main purposes is to identify the needs of the caregivers and see where they can fill the gaps. In addition, we have a respite day once a year where we pamper the caregivers. Now, this is very good for the women because it's pedicures and manicures. I don't know how the guys feel about that, but they also have massages as well as classes to show how to better deal with the person that you're responsible for.
And that's a wonderful opportunity to network also and to talk to people
Yes.
who are in the same situation so that they don't feel alone. I think that's the other problem with caregiving is that no one knows who to talk to
Yes.
or who would understand them. So that's a wonderful service. And then I do know that you have a newsletter.
Yes, we have our news lines, which is we send it out. We have over 9,000 people on it right now, and we send it out on a quarterly basis, and it gives information of what's happening that'll be of interest to seniors. Again, this is something you can get either by walking in the office or getting on our mailing list. Another program that we have is the Pocket Guide of Services for Seniors.
Oh.
This is a short little thing that tells you, it's age-wise, it goes from if you're 55, what you're entitled to, 60, 65, 70. And it gives you the information that you need. And it's very simple, and it's very easy, and we find this one of our biggest demands on this
Sure,
guide.
I'm sure it is. And the other thing as far as information, maybe you can share now with the audience how they get in touch with you as far as phone number, website, etc.
Yeah, our website is pretty easy. If you live in Monmouth County, all you got to do is remember visit monmouth.com/aging.
Huh?
For the telephone number, it's 732-431-7450.
Okay, so again, office hours are regular,
8:30 to 4:30.
and they can also email and leave messages, and people will get back to them as soon as possible.
Yes, we will.
Okay, with that said, I mean, I do know that within the state of New Jersey, we have 21 county offices on aging, and some of them are working with the disabled and veterans, and some are not.
Yes.
Monmouth County, we're fortunate that you are working with all of the populations.
Yes.
So please tell us a little bit in regards to your special outreach programs first, and then we'll talk about the Veterans and Disability Services.
Very good. Thanks, Pat. I'm going to mention 6 of the programs that we have. The first 3 we do in coordination with the Sheriff's Office. The first one is Project Lifesaver. This is a tracking device that we use for autistic children and for seniors with dementia. Oh. And what it does, if they do get lost, and especially a child, if he lives near water, with autistic child is one of our great concerns. The parent would call up, we'd automatically send out the Sheriff's Department, go out, try and track the child down. And the same thing with senior citizens. The second program we have is our Gold Star program. The Gold Star program is a little decal that we put in the left rear window of a person's car, senior's car. And this just notifies an emergency responder in case of an accident or a fall, or let's say if a person just passes out at the wheel, whatever it might be. It notifies the emergency responder or the police that there is a card in the person's glove compartment that gives his contact information, where he lives, what medications he's on, what his doctor is, and who to contact in case of an emergency. The third program is the Triad program. The Triad program is with the Office on Aging, the Sheriff's Office, and the local police departments. Now, this is a statewide program, and this program is for seniors who may be taken advantage of. For example, if you're living in a neighborhood and you find out that someone is trying to scam one of your seniors or even one of your parents, what you can do is you can contact your local police department. The police will contact the Sheriff's Office and the Office on Aging, and we will get together to see what we can do to help the senior protect him.
Tell us a little bit about Register Ready, and then we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
Well, we're going to take a break before you tell us so that we can get all of that good information in.
Very good.
Welcome back. My name is Pat Bohse, and we're here today with Mike Ruane, who is the Executive Director of the Monmouth County Office on Aging, Disabilities and Veterans Services. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Pat.
So I would love to know about the Register Ready program, so tell us a little bit about that.
Register Ready is a program that the Monmouth County Office on Aging does in coordination with the Office of Emergency Management. And the primary purpose is to identify seniors or people with disabilities who may need help during an evacuation. We get the information, we pass it to the Office of Emergency Management, and they'll give it to the local police departments or local offices of emergency management. So that if a disaster does come, man-made or man-made or natural, they'll be able to get the people out.
So if someone's registered, what would be the protocol if the storm hit? Would they get a phone call, a knock on the door? How would that work?
Well, we have the telephone numbers, but if they're not home, then there will be the knock on the door, so the people will be called.
So they're called initially, then they're followed up, but there's no answer to make sure that they're okay. And so that's really important. So you just have to register. Can you do it online, or does it have to be a paper copy, and where do they get that?
You can do it online. I believe you can do it online with the Office of Emergency Management.
Okay.
We have paper copies in our office. It's just a matter of person coming in or, again, just requesting it from our office, and we'll mail it to them.
Great. So tell us about any more of your special outreach programs.
Well, one other program I'd like to tell you about is the Senior Art Show. It's amazing the talent that there is in Monmouth County. Every year in July, we have a Senior Art Show where 120 of some of the best artists in Monmouth County will display their pictures, whether it's pastels, photography, oils, etc., at the Manalapan branch of the Monmouth County Library. I've been there. I've seen some of the work they've done, and like I said, it's exceptional. And the person who won in the state of New Jersey last year was from Monmouth County.
That's no surprising. We have such talented people here. The other is that it is a judge show, meaning that people do give them scores, and then the winners go to the state art show.
Yes.
So it's really exciting, and I agree. The work is fabulous. Any other special projects before we talk about the services available to those with disabilities?
Well, the one last thing I'd like to mention is Medicare Part D counseling.
Yes.
We have a volunteer who comes in and will provide counseling to people if they're interested. And it just gives them information and guidance as to what to do with Medicare Part D.
And we, again, it's very important, the Part D piece, because soon registration or re-registration is going to be happening probably September, October, early November.
Yes.
So people have to decide who they're going to go with in the future. But yes, those services are available, and I'm sure your phone rings off the hook. So talk to me a little bit about what kind of services you provide those with disabilities, and are there income levels, or is there any requirements for some of the services?
Well, there's no requirements regarding age or income, if you're disabled. We provide information and referral services, again, for over 100 people a month. In addition, we have a disability specialist who handles short-term care management. This is normally from 5 to 15 months long. And right now we have 25 active cases. Some of the other services we provide are transportation, education, and protective services. one of the things that we do for the disabled also is provide a copy of the Monmouth County Accessible Beach Guide.
Ah.
Now, the great part about this is that it provides information on, you know, which beaches from Keyport all the way down to Manasquan are open to people with disabilities. It'll tell you if there's ramps, if there's walkways going out to the ocean, what the parking is, how much it costs, everything along those lines. And again, if you need a copy of this, you just come into our office in Freehold, or you can call 732-431-7450 to get a copy of it.
And is the information on your website?
The information for this is on our website, yes.
Okay, and that is, again, one more time?
That is visit monmouth.com/aging, and then just follow the prompts.
And that's probably very easy to remember. Again, has disabilities always been within the Monmouth County Office on Aging, or has it recently been brought there?
Well, again, I'm new there, but I'll tell you, it's been there as long as I've been there,
okay,
which is the past 6 months. But it has been there for I think since about 1975, because in 1975 is when the county set up the Office on Aging and Disabilities.
Great.
What is new is our Veteran Services.
So tell us about those.
I like that segue. Anyway, Veteran Services, our Veteran Service Office is divided into two parts. One is interment services, where we provide let's say grave sites for indigent veterans who don't have anyone or their families don't have the money to bury them. Very recently there was a poor gentleman that he died up in Robert Woods Johnson Hospital, and we were able to get him, but he was in there for a while until people found out exactly where he lived, and we were able to get a site for him down at Varneytown, where the State Veterans Cemetery is. And Nolan Higgins from the Nolan Higgins Funeral Home volunteered to take the body from Robert Woods Johnson down to the burial site, and he got a veteran's funeral. That's one of the things we do.
So your office coordinated all of that?
Yes, we did.
And again, the person now is resting in peace, so to speak,
yes,
versus being unknown. So
yes,
that's really wonderful.
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work by my specialist who handles this, my interment specialist.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things he does, he also maintains a database of all the veterans who are buried in Monmouth County. We have, okay, I guess on Memorial Day, the flags that you see around the county on veterans' graves come from our office, and there's 36,000 of them.
Wow. And
one of the things that that is interesting is that we find new grave sites every year. Whether something is buried in a little wooded area where a farm might have been one time and the person was buried. We just found one in Colts Neck recently from a Revolutionary War veteran. So I mean, it's interesting. It's almost like a detective hunt, and and our specialist is very interested in it and follows it closely.
Now, do you coordinate with the Office on Veterans as far as statewide and the services that they might be able to provide through them?
Insofar as interment is concerned?
In general, do you do referrals for veterans who might call your office for services to other resources?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
So you've had an exciting 6 months. Tell me what struck you most about your office and what it does.
One of the things that I am really amazed at is, and I've been around, I've been working for a lot of years, and I've worked with some very professional, some very dedicated people. The thing that I found most in the 6 months I've been working now, 5 months I've been working in that office, is not only the professionalism and the dedication, but also the passion that the people have for their jobs and the educational level of the folks I have in my office. There's 30 of us. There's 28 full-time and 2 part-time. Out of the 30 of us, there's 25 bachelor's degrees, 11 master's degrees, and another 10 people that have special certifications, either as veteran service officers or paralegals, et cetera. And it's not just the education, it's the length of experience. They've had an average 17 years experience in their jobs. And this is what I mentioned before about the folks that work in the aging. It's almost like they've been working with their clients sometimes for years, and they get very close to them. They handle the work that they do not only thoroughly, but also with a tenacity to make certain that their client gets the services that he is entitled to.
Well, we're almost running out of time, but if you can identify 2 of the greatest needs that you've seen so far in Monmouth County, what would they be?
Well, the 2 that have jumped at me jumped out at me in my short time in the Office on Aging is Senior Nutrition and Veterans Services. Shortly after I got in the office, we were going around, myself and my finance director, we're going around just to get an orientation for the various programs. And we went to Interfaith Network in Asbury Park, and I found out that we service close to 400,000 people in meals, with meals on an annual, they do, Interfaith does, on an annual basis. 350,000 home-delivered meals and another 50,000 congregate meals. These are meals that are served in the 8 senior centers that are around Monmouth County.
So is the need more meals?
The need is much more meals.
Okay.
Simply because of the economic situation right now and the increasing number of seniors, and the fact that our funding has remained flatlined for the past couple of years. So there's more requirement, there's higher costs, and there's less meals available that we can provide to our seniors.
So we have a few more seconds, so I wanted to really take this opportunity to thank you for being our guest today and providing us this valuable information. For the residents of Monmouth County, I am pleased to say that I am one, and on behalf of everyone, thank you.
Thank you very much, Pat. I'm happy to be here.
Pants, pants, pants. I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head? Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Welcome. My name is Pat Bohse, and I'm the Acting Executive Director of SCAN, and I wanted to share with you some of the exciting things that will be happening in September and in our fall semester. Registration for classes for SCAN will are in session, and we will begin classes on September 11th and end on December 7th. For information in regards to the classes, please feel free to call our office at 732-532-1326, or you can look at the class schedule on our website, which is www.scanj.com. You need to know that we will continue our Wednesday night classes. They were a huge success, but we have a lot of new programs planned for the fall. If you're interested in getting your real estate license, we will have a real estate broker working with us and providing 75 hours of required training for one to be eligible for their license. So please look for that if that is of interest to you. We also will have someone who will be doing food handler certificate here at SCAN for certification for Serve Safe. We also will be doing defensive driving classes in cooperation with AARP. In partnership with VNA, we will be having a wellness center at SCAN, and you can come here for your blood pressure and visit the nurse. We will also be sponsoring health and wellness programs every Wednesday, complimentary of Monmouth Medical Center. We will always continue to work with New Jersey Natural Gas, who's one of our major sponsors, and bring you good information about energy efficiency. One program that we have coming up is our Mall Walk, which will happen on September 8th. Information is available, again, on our website, but we're honoring grandparents, whether they are here with us or in memory of. So we're hoping that you'll join us for the Mall Walk on September 8th from 8 to 10 o'clock here. We'll have prizes and festivities and refreshments, and it should be a wonderful morning. And last but not least, we have our annual luncheon on October 16th.
Music of Tin Pan Alley. If you enjoy the music of the Great American Songbook, this course is for you. The important composers and lyricists from Irving Berlin to Gershwin, Cole Porter, Rodgers and Hart, Hammerstein, Schwartz, Dietz, Stein, and many others are included. Popular vocalists sing the songs of these great composers. The sample music changes with each semester. Jazz Roots and Riffs. Jazz Roots and Riffs is a survey of America's original art form, jazz. It covers the history and development of the music, including all styles from ragtime, New Orleans, and Kansas City to bop and post-bop era. Individual musicians are discussed and their music is played on CD. There's plenty of music, and it changes with each semester. The basic digital photography course at SCAN is ideally suited for beginners who wish to get the most out of their camera. This is done by learning how to easily take pictures, view them in many different ways, and preserve them for the future. Taught in a relaxed manner, the friendly instructor makes everyone feel at home as their understanding of the subject rapidly expands. For those wishing to build upon the basics, an intermediate class is offered which helps the student to gain an understanding of many of the advanced controls on the camera. Another course, On Location, lifts you out of the classroom and into the field as you use your camera to capture nature at scenic locations in Monmouth County under the supervision of an instructor. Rounding out the offerings is a special course in green screen using Photoshop elements. Learn how to magically put yourself and friends into pictures by simply changing the background. Digital photography, intermediate digital photography, on location and green screen, a perfect set of classes for those wishing to take photography to the next higher level. Pilates. Tone and strengthen your body without adding bulk or stressing your joints. Learn the movements that the dancers and stars use to give them that beautiful, lean, long look while adding the strength you need to help you perform your daily activities. Get in shape with low-impact aerobics. Refresh yourself with an energized session of low-impact movements. Enjoy an aerobic session of stretching and toning while moving to music. Build strength with various forms of bands, tubing, balls, and weights, specifically designed for the active adult who enjoys a group exercise format. Literature and Shakespeare, Windows into Great Classics. Both classes are designed for those seeking a first reading, as well as an opportunity to revisit classics that may have already been read. Taught in a relaxed and personal atmosphere, members can enter into lively discussions that help to illuminate the text. Literature. During each semester, 1 to 3 works are read, then dissected, giving the students an opportunity to explore the full depths of the text. Shakespeare. Focusing on one of Shakespeare's plays, the class is taken on an enjoyable journey that illuminates both the written words as well as the hidden meaning of the play. Literature and Shakespeare. 2 exciting and thought-provoking ventures into great books. This is what they will see on cable TV in Monmouth and Ocean counties.
My guest is Lieutenant Joseph Gilada, who is a state trooper, and he is with the Office of Emergency Management, and he's in charge of the citizen.
This is what you will see as a technical crew member creating the show. Join us in the TV production class. Sign up at SCAN in Monmouth Mall.